Hi everyone. Well, welcome back. This is a new thing for me. What we're doing today, I'm broadcasting live. So I hope that you're going to enjoy it. And basically, what I'm doing, I've got a video today about some of the grounds that I visited down the years, like I did a few weeks ago or a week ago or so. And yeah, so first of all, let me just play the intro. Okay, so that's that over and done with. Anyway, well, thanks very much for coming back to watch my video. I hope that you're all well and looking after yourselves and enjoying yourselves. Apologies about the state of my hair. I am trying to get someone to come out and cut it, but it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. But still, never mind. Yeah. So, and no, I don't. I'm not trying to impersonate Jack Grealish. That's for sure. Anyway, so like I say, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk to you about. I think it's 5 or 6 different grounds that I went to, and this is going to be a regular thing that I do. Just tell you about some of the adventures I had and so on and so forth. So I hope that you're going to enjoy that. Anyway, so before we get started, please remember to like my video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And please remember to share the video around with anyone you think might enjoy watching it. I'll be really, really grateful for that. That really helped me. I was on, for those of you who don't know, I was on another YouTuber's channel a few days ago. A guy by the name of Old School Gooner, or Old School Gunner, rather, sorry. He's got a brilliant YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel. And yeah, we chewed the fat about everything to do with Arsenal, and yeah, it was quite a thing. So anyway, without further ado, let's get on with today's show. So let me just get up the things that I need. And it won't be 2 seconds. Yeah, so here we go. So this is episode 3 of the Groundhopper Diaries. And like I say, this is the first time I've ever gone live. So apologies for any like things that look a bit mad and whatnot, and it's not what you're used to. So, but anyway, I hope you're going to enjoy it. So let's get started anyway, without too much more faffing about. And the first ground I want to talk to you about is the Abbey Stadium in Cambridge. Now, I went there on the 13th of May, 1990, to see a 4th Division playoff semi-final first leg between Cambridge United and Maidstone United, because Maidstone's first season in the Football League, they nearly got promoted into the 3rd Division, or the 3rd tier of English football as it was then. So that was a fantastic achievement. Now, I went to this game with my mate Andy, and there is footage of this game, which I wasn't aware of, on YouTube. And you can see me and my mate Mick's Kent flag in the away end. You can see it like up on the fencing, and it's got Kent. It's got the Kent flag, which is the the Kentish Stallion, and it's got MUFC on it, which is quite. You can't really see it too well. You can just see this like red flag, and it's a bit blurry, obviously, because didn't have things like HD in those days. That's for sure. Anyway, so like I say, the game ended in a 1-1 draw. Cambridge United. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend any Cambridge United fans, but the penalty they scored should never, ever have been given. It got given for a handball in the penalty area, which is fair enough. It was a handball, it's handball. But the ball, it was the corner, the ball come over into the penalty area. He pushed the Maidstone United centre-back, Mark Golly, in the back. He fell forward and his hand made contact with the ball, and the referee's pointing to the spot. I'm sorry, but that is not a penalty. If anything, it should have been a free kick to Maidstone United. And then Maidstone United's infamous striker, Mark Gall, who I later found out was a close friend of Ian Wright, grabbed the equaliser for Maidstone United, and they went on to the they went on to play the second leg, and Maidstone United were like quite confident of getting through to the final, but unfortunately didn't quite work out that way. They lost 2-0 in the second leg after extra time, thanks to 2 goals from Dion Dublin. And I think Cambridge United that season went on to win promotion. So, yeah, never mind, as they say. Yeah, so, yeah, that I can't remember too much about, other than the goals and whatnot. I can't remember too much about the game. I remember we went to the game with the Maidstone United away travel, and we parked up, I think, somewhere quite far from the ground, and we had to walk through this huge park or something to get to the ground. It was a bit weird, really. But yeah, anyway, so that was the Abbey Stadium in Cambridge. So the next one, oh yes, this was an amazing adventure. We went up to Carlisle, see again another game involving Maidstone United. We went up to Brunton Park in Carlisle to see Cambridge United, and at this time, Cambridge United had been inviting visiting supporters who were going to Carlisle United's games to the rugby club for a bit of lunch and a drink and whatever. And their hospitality, honestly, it was superb. We got there and there was this whole range of sandwiches. We didn't have to pay for any drink. It was beautiful. Honestly, these people, I can't thank them enough. Even now, I still think it was incredible what they did for us. We went all that way up to Carlisle. It was a long, long journey. It took us hours to get there. And I think we left like really early in the morning, like maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Anyway, we got up there and they fed and watered us very well. And they fed and watered us so well that some of the lads didn't even make it to the match. They just stayed in the bar all afternoon drinking. So they had a great time. Yeah, but as for the game itself, I think I remember that Carlisle United defeated Maidstone by 1-0. And when we were at the ground, I remember there was a couple of Carlisle fans in the away end, and that didn't go down too well with the local constabulary, and they escorted them to another part of the ground, let's say, if I remember rightly. Anyway, so yeah, it was a long old journey back home again. But yeah, big up to Carlisle Rugby Club for their hospitality that day. It was absolutely incredible. So the next one was we went to the Valley, and this time it was for a Kent Senior Cup match. And this time it was a Kent Senior Cup match between Tunbridge Angels and Charlton Athletic. And yes, there is a football club called Tunbridge Angels. How the hell they managed to get the name Tunbridge Angels, I really don't know. But anyway, there was about Tunbridge Angels are a really well supported non-league football club. And they, for this game, I think they took about 400 or 500 supporters to the Valley. And Charlton, I don't even think they played their full 11, but they played their reserve team. But it was whatever side it was, Tunbridge did put up quite a good fight. In the end, Charlton won the game. But what I remember about this game is an incident during the game. We're all sitting there, and there was a young lad, he must have been about 16, 17, a couple of rows in front of me, and I would have been probably in my early 30s at the time. And I noticed there was a bit of an altercation going on between this kid and this man, this guy who's probably just a couple of years younger than me. And this guy was like getting quite physical with him and being quite abusive and pushing him around. I thought, mate, you're out of order. This is like more or less like a friendly game, and you're behaving like that. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. And I like leapfrogged 2 rows of seats to get between the two of them, and like started trying to calm the guy down. And then the next thing I heard was all this roaring behind me, and there was a lot of Tunbridge fans coming down to like wade in as well. And then thankfully the stewards come up and they had a word with us and said, what's going on? And we explained what was going on. And the next thing you know, this guy got, the Charlton fan got kicked out of the ground. And I got thanked by the young lad, and I said, well, you don't have to thank me, mate. He was out of order. And and then I remember loads of fellas coming up to me saying, we were right behind you. If anything had kicked off, we would have steamed in. And I was thinking, oh no. Yeah, so that was my experience of going to the Valley. I think that's the one and only time I've ever been to the Valley. But yeah, it was quite an experience, and one that I really prefer not to have to repeat again. But I can't stand by and see a kid getting picked on like that by a fully grown man. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. So the next game, I think I've spoken to you before about this game, was when I went to the Highfield Road to watch Coventry play Arsenal in the First Division game on the 21st February 1989. Now, this was the year that Arsenal famously won the league at Anfield. And at this point of the season, Arsenal were going head-to-head with Norwich City at the top of the table. And I think I'm right in saying that at this point, our title challenge was it wasn't faltering, I'd say, but it was let's just say it was misfiring a little bit. And we went up there with the Arsenal Travel Club. I went up with this mate of mine, guy by the name of Mike, who used to have an involvement with the Gooner fanzine, and a few other people. And we lost the game 1-0 to a dodgy penalty. I can't really remember what happened, but I know that the Arsenal players were really incensed, more so than what they would normally have been for something like that. But then, at the end of the game, the PA announcer, Coventry's PA announcer, came on the PA and said, and informed everyone, read out all the football results for that night. And it turned out that Norwich had lost at Tottenham. Now, when he read out the result, and I agree with Mike about this, all these Arsenal fans started cheering, and because Tottenham had beaten Norwich, and Mike got really incensed, and he jumped up on one of those stanchions. You see the stanchions there in the crowd? He jumped up on one of them, and I was sort of trying to hold him up. And he's going, We are Arsenal. We never ever cheer a Tottenham victory. And I agree with him. No, if we're Arsenal, we never support Tottenham, no matter what the circumstances. So, and then there was like a bit of a heated debate amongst a few supporters. And then there was a heated debate about that, and also about the fact that Arsenal had a goal disallowed, or they should have had a penalty, but the referee and the linesman decided the Arsenal player was in an offside position. And someone quite rightly said, look, yeah, it might have been a penalty, might have been offside, blah, blah, blah. But offside decisions always take precedent over everything else. So that was that. Then when I got back to Charing Cross, I just missed the last train back to Sevenoaks, where I live. And then there was another train that was due to be going to Orpington, which is the next station up the line. And there was only a couple of people in the station. And I remember I was standing there waiting for the train to come. And then all of a sudden, this fella approached me and started chatting to me. And I thought, oh, okay, if he wants to have a chat, it's fine. But then he started making comments that I didn't feel particularly comfortable with, like, oh, what do you do for a living, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling him, he goes, oh, you must be really intelligent then. I was going, well, no, not really. I'm just an ordinary fella. And he said, look, why are you waiting here all this time? Why don't you come home with me? And I was thinking, oh, my God. And like, then I realised what he wanted. He obviously, he obviously fancied me and he was trying to chat me up. So I started feeling a bit nervous about it because at the time, it's 1989, so I was only 21. I was going to be 22 in a few weeks. And, I was trying to keep putting him off. I was saying to him about my girlfriend being at home waiting, blah, blah, blah. But it didn't stop him. He kept on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, thank the Lord, a lot of my mates turned up and they'd been to see the Waterboys in a concert somewhere. And I think it was at the Town and Country Club or somewhere. Anyway, when I told them what was going on, they chased him off out of the station. I travelled back with them to Orpington. When we got back to Orpington, they gave me a lift back to Sevenoaks in their car, which was jolly decent of them. So yeah, that was my experiences of going to Coventry. So quite a night, really. I think I ended up getting indoors by about 3:00 in the morning, something like that. Anyway, the next one was when we went to Gresty Road in Crewe on the 5th of November 1990 to see Crewe play Maidstone United. And this game ended in a 1-1 draw. Now, the reason this game stands out in my memory, I think I'm right in saying that this was the weekend that my mate Mick had got married, I think, and he'd come up to Crewe under his own steam with his new wife, and they'd been staying in Crewe, having a bit of a honeymoon, and then they were going to come to the match. And I think I'm right in saying that I spoke to Crewe Football Club, and they agreed to play a record for Mick or make an announcement to him to congratulate him on his wedding and stuff like that. And also, as Maidstone United actually managed to score a goal in this game. Now, I know that sounds a bit bizarre, but the thing is, up until this game, they hadn't scored an away goal for weeks and weeks and weeks. So when they did score, the whole away end just went absolutely bonkers. So yeah, that was my experiences going to Crewe, and I really enjoyed it, to be quite honest. Nice little ground, good club, and I think Dario Gradi was still in control, or he certainly had involvement with Crewe at that time. One of English football's greatest coaches. yeah, I don't really know how he never got higher up the league than what he did, but yeah, there you go. Anyway, next one, Doncaster Rovers. Now, this was a trip and a half, I can tell you. We took ages and ages and ages to get there. We went there again to see Maidstone, and when we finally did get to Doncaster, it was, the weather was dreadful. Like, there was wind was blowing a gale, it was damp, and the game was in serious danger of being called off. So when we got there, like, the coach driver decided to let us all stay in the coach because it was raining really, really hard, and we just sat there and waited to see what was going to happen. And then, I've got a comment here from the old school Gooner. So, and James Dunlop. So let's, James Dunlop saying he's enjoying the video. Thanks, buddy. I'm sorry, I've only just seen your comment. So, yeah, big up to you too, mate. I hope you're okay, and glad to hear that you're enjoying it. And yeah, the old school Gooner, the guy I was telling you about earlier. Yeah, hello, mate. How are you? Nice to see you. And then he's also put another one in there. He's saying, yeah, he likes my channel and greeting from Caracas. Yeah, greetings to you too, buddy. I'm looking forward to your video later today. This is my first time to do a live stream, so yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. So thanks for the messages, guys. Anyway, yeah, so the trip to Doncaster, like I say, it was absolutely, the weather was dreadful, right? And when we got to the ground, it was absolutely falling down, it was blowing a gale, wind was so hard that the coach was like rocking from side to side, and I was thinking, Jesus, I don't know if I want to stay on this coach. I think I might want to get off in case the bloody thing tips over. Thankfully, it didn't tip over, but then the rain stopped. We got off the coach and we got inside the ground. And the ground, when we got inside it, it wasn't as highly well developed as what this ground is in this picture here. It was like a really rickety wooden old stadium. And I think it was 1990, and it was at the time there was the report had come out from the government about all-seater stadium, and I was sitting in that wooden stadium, and I was just thinking, if something happens, there's no way they're going to get us all out of the stadium. Because it's just like really, like, we're going to be trapped. And it's wooden. If it catches fire, it's a death trap waiting to happen. So when we got back home, I went to see my MP, and I used Doncaster's ground as an example about why I didn't think the all-seater stadium was necessarily a good idea. So he took on board my views and said he was going to have a word with the sports minister about it, and so on and so forth. Whether he actually ever did or not, I really don't know. But, I just thought it was a bang out of order, really, for the government to be telling us to use all-seater stadium, and that, this ground, as far as I was concerned, was a death trap. So yeah, that's the end of my show. I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, I wonder if you've been to any of those grounds. I'd love to hear about your experiences of going to them and stuff like that. That would be really, really interesting to hear. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope that you're all okay. Remember to take care of yourselves, and stay healthy and well, and remember to look after each other. And please remember to subscribe to my channel and put a like on the video, and make sure that you pass it around to anyone you think might enjoy watching it. So yeah, so that's it for now. I hope that you enjoyed it.